the unit circle, to find the exact values of the unit circle, we need to understand the Cartesian plane, how it works. In the first quadrant, we know that x and y are both positive. In the second quadrant, it's only the x that's negative, the y is positive, whereby in the third quadrant, they're both negative. And we know that the cosine is actually the x, and the cosine is x, the sine is y. So let's get the exact values and the exact angles of the unit circle and the exact values. All right, now, so let's say we have here, and let's label first. Start 0, half pi, and that's pi, 3 pi on 2, and that's 2 pi. So the first jump from the axis, so it's 30, so that's going to be, that's 1 angle, 2 angle, 3 angle. So the difference between here to there is 30 degrees. So it's going to be pi on 6, 4 pi, and pi over 3. So if I want to establish what should be the angle in the second quadrant, so I need to, let me write it here. So I finished with 3, the second quadrant. Whatever you finished the previous quadrant, that's what you start with the second quadrant. For example, here you finish with 3, the denominator 3. That is 4, and that's 6. So let's establish the denominators first, and we move on to the numerator. So take away 1 from the denominator to find out what's on the numerator. So that is 2, 3, 5. So you finish with 6, so start with 6 again. So numerator, 6, 4, and 3. So the third quadrant, to find out what should be on the numerator, add 1 to the denominator. So that's 7, that's 5, and that's 4. So I want to find out this angle here on the fourth quadrant. So I finish with 3, so I'm going to start with 3, 4, so to find out what should be on the numerator, so that's going to be 5 days in a week. I go to 7-11. 5, 7, 11. And now we got all the angles. Let's find out the exact values of the angles. So this one here is going to be 1, 0. The cosine is 1 and the sine is 0. So with this one here, let's actually get the coordinates first. So they all have a denominator of 2. So now we go this way, the x-axis. So that's going to be square root of 1 is 1, square root of 2. So just leave it as a third. Square root of 3. So now this time here we go down, up. So that's 1, square root of 2, square root of 3. So that is cosine and sine. And that is 0, 1. And that is going to be exactly the same thing, except that the x values will be negative. And that is negative 1, 0. And they're both negative in this quadrant here. And this is 3 pi over 2, so that's going to be 0, negative 1. And it's only the y that is negative. The x is positive. And that's it for the unit circle.